This is a second in a series. Playing high school sports can be a huge commitment between making all of the games and practices while also managing schoolwork. And for most athletes, the season never truly ends. Some go on to play in other leagues or train to prepare for the next season in their respective sports. But athletes that play multiple sports never have an off-season and have to find time to improve in both sports. Is this a disadvantage compared to athletes that focus all of their energy on one sport? Most multi-sport athletes will say no. St. Peter's Hoop football star Bill Lyon. St. Peter's Hoop football star. There's been a lot of buzz around St. Peter's basketball star Chris Ledlam for drawing interest in some big college programs. But along with being a former advanced All-Star in basketball, Ledlam is a two-time advanced All-Star in football. The 6'6" forward and wide receiver believes that playing basketball helps his football performance and vice versa. "I believe there are certain things that each sport gives you that you don't get when you play one sport," said Ledlam. The toughness and strength in football helps in basketball, and the footwork and the agility helps in football. The junior has received offers from St. John's, Marist College in Manhattan of the MAAC, the University of New Orleans of the Southland Conference, UMass of the Atlantic 10, Binghamton and Stony Brook, American East, NJIT, Atlantic Sun, Columbia, Yale and Brown, Ivy League, Bowling Green, Mid-American, Hofstra University, Colonial Athletic, Lehigh University, Patriot League, and St. Bonaventure's, Atlantic 10. "It definitely means a lot," said Ledlam. "It's very exciting and I'm very thankful. Training for both sports." Derek Alves training for both sports when his high school basketball season ends. Ledlam's season doesn't, as he continues to play for his AAU team, the New York Jayhawks. The team travels to places like Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Las Vegas and California. "It's great. It's a lot of fun," said Ledlam. "We play against the best competition from all over the place, so it definitely helps." Despite playing two sports, Ledlam rarely misses a practice or game for either sport. His usual routine involves going to practice for whichever sport is in season after school, go home and finish school work, and then head out to work on his other sport. "During the off-season I always make sure I keep doing both sports as much as possible to make sure I don't fall behind at all," said Ledlam. "When it's off-season for football I go to the field and make sure I catch and do what I need to do for football. It's a mental thing." Staten Island Advance. "It's a mental thing. To Monsignor Farrell, football and baseball player Van Wagner, playing two sports can give you an edge over the opponent. It keeps you sharp," said Wagner. "It's a mental thing, too, knowing that you're putting in the work. Stepping on the field and knowing that nobody is working harder than you or gives you a positive outlook going into the games." Wagner, however, acknowledges that it is a huge commitment. For example, he isn't able to play baseball in the fall due to football. "Sometimes there's some conflicts, but you have to find a way to work around it," said Wagner. "There's not a lot of free time. You have to stay up and do homework after school and work out early in the morning." But the junior values having two sports he is passionate about and works relentlessly to be the best he can in both. "It's a lot of responsibility having to worry about being the best you can be at both and giving it your all," said Wagner. "You try your best to be a role model for your team and show them that even though you play two sports, you can manage it and give it your all to both of them." Relentless worker. Staten Island Advance. Relentless worker Wagner doesn't have an actual off-season, as his training schedule for both sports run year-round. During football season, Wagner wakes up at 5 a.m. for weightlifting 3 or 4 days a week, then goes to school and practice before wrapping up the day with a run. He also goes to the batting cages twice a week. When it's baseball season, he still gets up early for weightlifting, and dedicates 2 or 3 days a week after practice working on agility like every good running back needs. When you hear the alarm clock go off in the morning, there's definitely a sigh because you're not waking up feeling fresh every morning, said Wagner. But you're giving everything you can to have the edge on the field. Playing both sports also keeps Wagner in shape to handle the workload. It helps to keep me in shape, said Wagner. It's a mental thing knowing that you have a better physique than some players. Over the summer, Wagner intends on attending college camps such as Holy Cross, Lafayette, West Point and Navy Academy for football. I just want to let coaches know that I'm a hard worker and I'm willing to do anything to help out their school, said Wagner. 3 sport athletes. Bill Lyons. 3 sport athletes. Playing 2 sports is a large commitment on its own, but playing 3 is another level of commitment. Sisters Allison and Megan Cott are on the Curtis girls lacrosse, swimming and basketball teams. Freshman Megan plays for the JV basketball team, while her sister, a junior, is on the varsity squad. It is a lot of work going from season to season. There isn't a break at all, said Allison Cott. You just have to adjust, so when you do get that one day off from practice or a day, it's like the best day ever. It does keep me in shape and I do complain about it, but I don't think I would enjoy high school as much if I didn't play all 3 seasons. For Allison, the camaraderie of her teammates is what keeps her motivated. The people I play with make everything so much easier, said Allison Cott. I never dread going to a practice because they're there. Every season has different people, but everyone is the best. As an incoming freshman, that social aspect that sport offers allowed her to meet new people. It was my first year playing. I didn't know what to expect, but it was really fun, said Megan Cott. I made a lot of new friends, especially being a freshman. Basketball season helped me make new friends.